Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by, y'all. I don't know how much you can see out the windows, but it is a cold and blustery day here in the Northland. It looks like the wind has finally died down. You can see, well, you can't see that way because you're looking that way, but it's still a bit windy. But y'all, it has been blustery all day, and I will tell you all about it as soon as you like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. Yeah, so the wind has been straight howling. I should turn and let y'all see. The neighbor up the street is collecting up her garbage cans from like halfway. Hang on, you might can see her when I turn. From halfway up the block, she's walking her garbage cans like the ugliest dog in the world because they got blown halfway up the street. But yeah, that's what's been going on around here. What's going on by y'all? Anyway, I just wanted to check in. No PT today because I know y'all know we're on a break, but look, hang on. I'm gonna pull by up here and you can see just the absolute shrapnel. Here, wait, let me swing y'all over and see if you can see. Can you see? No, you can't see out the side of the car. I was gonna see if y'all could see out. There's just trash, just litter in the road from where it got blown on, because today's trash day. And the intern went out this morning and just took our trash cans in. He was like, half the trash is blown in the yard anyway. So we'll just give it a shot again next week. Anyway, nobody cares. So today is weigh-in day, and y'all, I got to say that for the first time, seriously, for the first time since Christmas break, like first time since I came back from Christmas break, I had a good weigh-in today. Now, I know that one weigh-in does not a trend make, but I'm going to claim it. I'm going to call it out in the name of Jesus that I think I am finally on the right track. Remember that when Weight Watchers, God, I really want to turn y'all so you can see just the absolute shrapnel of trash cans laid up on the side of the road, but I'm not gonna because I'm driving the car. Anyway, y'all remember when Weight Watchers changed and gave us new 0-point foods? I started eating oatmeal every morning. Every morning I eat half a cup of oatmeal. Now, half a cup is not all that much calorie-wise, I'm sure. And I don't know what, I want to say one serving of oatmeal was 3 points back in the day, which back in the day was like a month and a half ago anyway. So it's not even all that many points, but it's the carbs that were concerning me and that like had me a little freaked out. But I was like, I'm gonna go with the program. I'm doing it. I'm gonna count the 0 points. And so I made that change. I've been eating oatmeal every morning, which is very filling because I do half a cup of oatmeal. Y'all have seen how I make my oatmeal multiple times. I do half a cup of oatmeal and I put frozen fruit in it. I've been doing just blueberries now for a while. So I do just like I make the chocolate oatmeal and blueberries. And then, of course, I eat a ton of fruit. But anyway, what am I talking about? So I was gaining weight, and I was blaming the oatmeal, which I'm still not sure that it wasn't the oatmeal, that my body just had to get used to those additional carbs, because I'm a little bit psycho about not eating a lot of carbs. And so when I started eating all those carbs, I think my body was like, and just sucked them in. I mean, when I say what, like I gained like 3 pounds, y'all, but it freaked me out because I was like, I don't want to keep gaining 3 pounds like every week. And then, so anyway, for the first time in like, I don't know, 6 weigh-ins, like there were a couple of times that it was like I dipped down a pound or, a pound and a half, but for the first time in a month and a half, I am happy. So I'm going to go with, I am happy with the new Weight Watchers, because really all that I changed, I think, is I've been eating oatmeal and ground chicken instead of ground turkey, and which I want to stay with that because it is tastier, it is not as dry, and it's cheaper. So, and that's what I want to talk about today. Actually, I'm going to wait for this truck to come, because if not, I'm going to fling y'all into the back seat, and y'all are going to be like, oh, mother of dragons. The guy behind me is just cussing me, and he deserves to, because I just got him stuck in a red light. Dude, I'm so sorry. He's going to drive by us very fast and flip me off, and all I can do is grin. Anyway, I know. Here we go. I'm just going to pretend I don't see it. So, I'm just gonna, yeah. All right. So, I know he's driving by going, people talking on their phones. I'm not talking on my phone. Can't tell me what to do. What am I talking about? So, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just freaked myself out. We got to run and do a couple of errands, and I want to talk today about, y'all, folks are broke. I'm broke. We're all broke. So I want to talk about how we can maintain our like diet or eating plan or whatever we're doing on a budget. Like, how does that even work? I have some ideas. I have a list. So, and look, I brought bags to take to the bag recycling, and it's just like a normal size amount of bags. It's not like a whole gift bag size bag full of bags like it was last week. So I'm gonna try to be like more of a normal, responsible adult human being and keep up with the bags. So that's why we're going this way instead of, we're going down the hill instead of up the hill, because I want to go to that bag recycle the bags, and then I do have to go up the hill, but I don't know if I'm gonna take y'all up the hill or not. So let me get to the bag recycling, and we might just sit. We've made a habit of sitting in this parking lot and talking, so maybe we'll do that. So let me get up here and recycle the bags, and then I'll get us posted up where we can talk about this stuff. All right, so you know what, hang on, I am gonna flip y'all around. I mean, not that this is anything to see, but it's better than sitting here staring at me driving.
There was once a day that I would pray.
All right, I pulled us up to our regular parking spot. Let's see. I bet there are folks that come here, like there's a Dairy Queen right there and the Super One where they have like the deli. I mean, it's not like a nice deli like at a Kroger or anything where you can, or a Publix where you can go in and like sit and eat, but it does have a bunch of good food that you can go and like buy to eat for your lunch. So I think a lot of folks that work, like folks, I guess not guys, that's sexist, but folks that like work in trucks and stuff come here and grab their lunch. So there are probably folks that come here on the regular that like see me here every week and they're like, what is she doing? I know, because I'm that important. Folks notice me. Anyway, now my bags are flying all over my car. All right, so as usual, I have my list so that I'm not all over the place. It's so funny when people make complaints about like, you need to not be all over the place. You need to, no, it's not gonna happen. Like if you have a problem with that, I'm not the one for you. Thanks for stopping by. Have a nice day. Here's my list. So again, let's talk about how we can either do Weight Watchers or really whatever your diet plan is on a budget. Like stick to your budget, but all right, hang on. I'm gonna stop squirreling, but I wanna show y'all this. For those of you who are not like us, y'all see that right there? The big old snow mover? The front loader that is moving snow in the parking lot. That's how you get rid of snow in a parking lot. I wonder if I'm gonna be in this guy's way. I might need to move. I will keep an eye on his progress and maybe, no, he's just going around. All right, so anyway, what kind of things can we do that will help us stick to both a budget and our diet plan? And y'all, the key for me, the key is plan. Number one, plan your meals. And I have a list and they're numbered, but I'm not going to be like my top whatever number, because y'all know I cheat on lists. So, but to me, like by number one, I mean number one, the most important issue is planning. Plan your meals and do that however works for you. If you shop by the week, plan your meals for a week. If you do, like if you budget for a week, for a month, for 2 weeks, whatever it is, plan your meals out so that you can create your meal plan and figure out what you can buy in bulk. Because let's say like you make a meal plan and you're gonna have rice and black beans 3 days a week. Well, you know then that you need to make sure that you have however much rice and however many black beans on hand, so you can make sure that you have like that par, whatever your par is. Like, let's say I have to have at least 6 cans of black beans on hand all the time, or I start getting a little bit nervous. So you can make sure that you have your par number on hand and keep up with that on your shopping list. And you can watch further down the list is going to be buying in bulk and buying deals. But if you plan, then that gives you more flexibility with when you buy things. So plan your menus, which allows you to buy in bulk. And y'all, in the name of all that's holy, remember, KISS. Keep it simple, silly. Keep it simple, silly. Try to focus on simple, nutritious meals. Like, don't try to be all fancy, just keep things simple. So again, you can buy in bulk. And if you can do, I mean, not like the same thing over and over and over again, which I actually do for myself, but like the same types of things. Like if you use rice, like rice and black beans, or like do a stir fry with rice, or, you know, make a saffron rice. If you do that kind of thing, you can buy a bunch of rice. Or beans. If you like beans, come up with different ways that you can cook beans, so you can buy big old things of beans and get them for cheaper. Or like tortillas. Tortillas you can get for super, super cheap, but buy them in bulk and then make different things out of them. Like if you want to do tacos or quesadillas or fajitas or whatever it is that you want to do with your tortillas, if you buy them, again, if you buy them in bulk, you can get them for cheaper. So try to think of things that you can use over and over in your meal plan so that you can buy in bulk. So plan. And number 2, buy in bulk. And this might be Captain Obvious, but y'all, I've said some things that I thought were Captain Obvious, and people were like, oh, that's a great idea. Because I think sometimes things that are Captain Obvious to you, like other people might just overlook. So there goes the snow truck. Don't assume that, okay, let me tell this and then I'll tell you why I'm telling this. So don't assume that like the big box stores are necessarily going to have the best deals on things. Like Sam's or Costco, I fell for these all the time. I'm better about looking at these now, but like their big boxes of things or big bags of things aren't necessarily cheaper by the ounce than other stores. So like Walmart or wherever. So look at deals, look at the like big quantities in various places and just see where you can get it cheaper by the ounce. Unless for whatever reason, it's just easier for you to get it at that store. So, I mean, of course you have to weigh the cheaper by the ounce versus easier to get it wherever it is that you're going to get it. Like, you know, when you're at the Sam's Club, if it's easier just to buy the 10-pound box of oatmeal, then just buy you the 10-pound box of oatmeal there instead of getting it at Walmart where it might be cheaper by the ounce. So buy in bulk and look around and see where your bulk items are cheaper to save you some money. When you're buying bulk, think about things like rice, beans, oats, and lentils, which are great to buy in bulk as long as you have somewhere to put them. But they're great to buy in bulk because they're easy-ish to store and you can keep them for a long time. As long as you can keep them in a good like closed container so no critters can get to them, you can keep them for a long time. And think about buying, I know, again, Captain Obvious, but think about different kinds of meats that you can buy in bulk and freeze. And y'all, somebody mentioned this in a comment on one of these videos. I never even thought about this. If you get a good deal on like celery or, you know, carrots, or I've never tried avocados, but those kind of things, cut them up, freeze them, and then use them from frozen, because you can buy those things frozen, or if you get a good deal on them, just freeze your own. So freeze your own veggies or fruit if you get a good deal on them in bulk. This is kind of a Weight Watchers thing, but it's good for everybody. So I'm gonna say a Weight Watchers thing, but focus on affordable, nutritious, 0-point foods. So y'all know I love me some meat in a can, like chicken in a can, tuna in a can, or the intern sometimes, he hasn't done this in a while, but sometimes he'll eat like those bags of, you know, like not bags, but like the foil packs of tuna, which are a little spendier, but if he'll take that to the office and eat that for lunch or eat it for a snack instead of getting like hungry, it's worth the money to me to have those for him. But tuna in a can, chicken in a can is a great buy, especially if you buy it in bulk at the big box stores. So think about those kind of things. Tofu, beans, of course. Use y'all chicken thighs instead of chicken breast, because thighs are good and they're 0 points now. So you can eat you some chicken thighs instead of having to do breasts all the time. And if you buy, I know literally everybody knows this, but if you buy the skin on bone in thighs, it's like cheap as chips. And to me, those are much easier to skin and bone than, I cannot stand skinning or boning a chicken breast. I hate it, but thighs are easy to do. So I'm getting excited thinking about buying chicken thighs. I know, y'all, I need to touch. I tell people, like, when people get snippy with me in my comments, I tell them to touch grass, just because what are you going to say when somebody tells you to touch grass? I need to maybe go touch some grass. Anyway, so think about those nutritious, affordable 0 point. Y'all, look at this little bitty car. Hang on. I got to flip you around. Go, Philip, quick. Oh, you might have missed it. Now the snow, can y'all see that little bitty white car? I don't know what it is, but it is the tiniest. I could probably oh, it's not moving, look. I could probably put that thing in the back of my car. That's so exciting. All right, anyway, let me turn y'all back and let me let you not be zoomed in on my big head. Okay, so 0 point, affordable, nutritious things. I still swear I'm gonna learn to cook with tofu. Do we say Greek yogurt? Of course we love Greek yogurt. Okay. I struggle with this one. Let me give y'all a second to laugh at me before I even say flexibility. You got to plan to be flexible, because plans change, right? I know, y'all, I know. Get off me. So try to have food in the freezer that's ready to go if, say something comes up and you gotta, a kid has something that night that they forgot to tell you about, because whose kids would do that? And you need to quickly make a meal. Well, instead of driving through McDonald's, which y'all don't do that, it is very, it's not unnutritious, whatever the word is for not nutritious, and it's expensive. Lord have mercy, you can blow your entire week's budget on McDonald's one time. So instead of doing that, have options in the freezer ready to go. So you can cook things, stick it in the freezer, I don't know, already cooked meatballs. You can have soups, you can have stews, whatever it is, have it in the freezer ready to go, where you can take it out and just nuke it and then warm it up, feed your people, so that either you can feed them before you go, or know that you have it ready so that when you get home, like when you're leaving a sporting event and your kids squawking because they're hungry, and they're hungry, but you can say, all right, it's all good. Here, eat this apple, eat this banana, shove whatever it is that you have in your bag down your face hole. As soon as we get home, I have so-and-so in the freezer. I'll get it going for you. So have things in the freezer that you can throw on quickly when plans, not if plans change, when plans change, because they do. Also, be flexible with your recipes. If you have a recipe that has things in it that are expensive, think about what you can sub out for those more expensive items to make your recipes more cost effective. Now, the one thing I'm struggling with, y'all, is eggs. What can you sub for an egg? I don't even know. But anyway, things that you can sub, go on ahead and sub them, so that when eggs are 50 cents a piece, you can still afford to put an egg or 3 eggs in your brownie batter. So be flexible. And again, I never told y'all, I got distracted by whatever was distracting me about the whole on the check the prices at box stores. Y'all know outlet malls. You know how at outlet malls they have some outlet stores and then regular stores? Well, I think folks get tricked by those and think that all the stores at the outlet mall are outlet stores. So you go in and you go into these stores with the mindset that you're going to be saving money, and you get rooked into buying things that are regular price or regular discount because they're not really outlets. Well, Well, I don't know where, like I read about that or saw it somewhere. And that's what got me thinking about Sam's and Costco, that those kind of do the same thing. So then I started price checking Sam's and Costco versus like Walmart or sometimes even the regular grocery store. And they're not always all that cheap. So just because it's a big old box of something doesn't mean that it's cheaper than getting it at other places, even though it might be more convenient because you're getting a big box of it. You might not be saving money. So anyway, that was my whole, like, what made me start thinking about that was they trick you at the outlet mall. So why wouldn't they trick you at the Sam's Club? All right, back to my list. Cook at home. We know this. It's going to be cheaper and it's more nutritious, y'all. You can control the calories. Well, you can be way more aware of the calories that you're eating and what's going into your food if you just make it at home. And I feel like once you get in the habit of doing, it's just a matter of building the habit. Once you start getting in the habit of doing that, it just gets easier and easier. So yeah, homemade food is just better for you. So make your food at home and think about batch cooking, like making big batches of things and storing them in whatever size, like, you know, depending on what your lifestyle is, what your life looks like, either, you know, single serving for yourself or like batches for your family of, like if you're a family of 4, batches big enough to serve your family of 4, but it'll allow you to buy in bulk, like it works with the whole buying in bulk idea and cuts down on waste over like making single serving meals every time. Like if you're making your meal for a family of 4 every time, you're going to waste less if you do it in batches and save it that way. I know we know this, but I'm going to say it anyway just to put myself on record. Avoid processed and packaged foods as much as possible. And y'all, I really do try. My one weakness, I have weaknesses, but my huge weakness I know is Built Bars. I know, but packaged diet foods are expensive, and often when they're like, if they're low fat or no fat, they're going to be high in something else. So just try to avoid those, and as much as you can, again, make homemade food and do things like batch cooking it, you know, like make a bunch on the weekend and do it into single day serving sizes. Like if that's what you're taking for lunch all week, just do it on the weekend and set yourself up to have those so that you can have them throughout the week. It's going to be cheaper, and y'all, you really are going to feel better if you're not eating all of that processed stuff. And I know some of those packaged meals are better than others, but they're still going to be expensive, and there's still going to be stuff in them that there's still going to be stuff in them. So just think about what you can do to cut down on those things in your diet. Back to our bulk. As much as you can, try to shop smart. Think about, of course, you got your meal plan. You know what kind of things you're looking for. Try to buy generic store brand as much as you can. And once you start doing this, you'll get to where you know which store brands you like or what you like in which store brands. Like I know that I like Walmart Greek yogurt. I like Sam's Club Greek yogurt. I'll eat Costco Greek yogurt. Like if the intern goes to the Costco and brings me some Greek yogurt because he's a romantic, I'll eat it. But I don't like that one. And it's probably healthier. Like it probably has more of like the yogurty stuff in it. It's probably why I don't like it. But I know that I don't like their store brand as much as I like the other 2 store brands. So I feel like you'll get to where you know which store brands of what stuff you like better than others. But as much as you can, try to notice store brands and which ones save you money on what stuff that you like. Buy store brands as much as you can. Use seasonal produce, which, y'all, you see the season here. That's not as easy here as it might be other places. Like if you live places where the weather is nice, you can probably get some nice seasonal produce, but just try to shop local and seasonal things as much as you can because it's going to save you money. And we haven't talked about this at all, but frozen fruits and veggies. I live on frozen, like I eat frozen fruit every day. I have frozen blueberries. I mentioned it in my, I keep wanting to say yogurt. It's not yogurt, my oatmeal. I have frozen fruit in my oatmeal every morning. I keep frozen, y'all see me cook with frozen corn, like pounds of frozen corn at a time. So sometimes I use canned and sometimes I use frozen, and it's really just on a whim, but keep frozen or canned, whichever one is a better cost. But try to, even if you're doing a lot of fresh fruits and veggies, try to supplement them with frozens to save yourself some money and so that you can buy in bulk without it going bad on you. Try to use coupons. Lots of, like y'all know, I do a lot of my shopping online and either pick up at the store or have it delivered to the house. And a lot of those, there's coupons like right online that you can just click and it'll apply to your items. But try to keep an eye out for whatever coupons you can use at your stores. And lots of stores have like the in-store shopping apps, and you can use those, and those will alert you to deals. And there are like apps that just do that. So try to use any ones of those that you can use to save yourself some money or to earn money when you shop. All right, so now we've bulk shopped, we've planned our menus, leftovers. Save leftovers, y'all. Even if it's just a little bit of something, save the leftovers and use them creatively. Like maybe if you, again, get down to where it's just a little bit of something, maybe put together a bunch of your little bit of somethings and make a soup. Or maybe you can make wraps with your leftovers for lunch the next day, or some kind of stir fry. If you have like a couple of different kinds of meats left over, make you a stir fry. But just think about ways that you can use your leftovers to reduce waste and save yourself some money. Y'all, if you can make like a meal or two a week out of leftovers, think about how much money you're saving. So try to think when you're planning your meals and when you're making your meals, think about how you can use those meals, like the leftover parts of those meals, how you can use those for another meal later. Now, I mean, eat, you know what I mean? Like, don't be like, oh, I'm gonna be a little bit hungry tonight so I can have leftovers tomorrow. Don't necessarily do that, but just try to think when you're making your meals, how you can like plan your meals so that you will have leftovers that you can then use to make more meals. And finally, I don't know what number I'm on, but y'all, I know I've said this 142 times, drink water. Don't be drinking. Although, I mean, I guess I have said before, drink other things too, but if you're trying to save money, don't be drinking like expensive sugary sodas or going to Starbucks. Look, the snowman came from that way this time instead of around this way, and he surprised me. I saw him out the corner of my eye. But don't be going to like Starbucks and getting expensive coffee drinks and stuff. Drink water. Get you a big old something, water bottle, reusable big old cup or something that you can, like, don't be buying, I probably have a single, like, one of those plastic, like, bought in a drink machine water bottles in here somewhere, but don't be buying those. Get you a refillable water container of some sort and refill it, because that will save you money, and it'll encourage, if it's cute enough, it'll encourage you to drink more water. So y'all, drink more water. It's good for you, and it's cheaper than all that other mess. Even if, let me back up off of my being judgy about buying single-use, whatever they're called, like the single-use water bottle things, or like bottles. If you're oot and a boot and you don't have your, I'm not going to pick it up again because I have so much junk hanging off of my cup, it rattles and it's annoying. If you don't have your cup with you, buy you a bottle of water, but drink water. Drink water. So that's all. Let me get off my soapbox. I'm going to go drop off my bags. I'm going to pick up some things. I have errands to run. And then y'all, I can't believe I haven't told y'all this yet. I'm so excited. I noticed this morning that Peloton has come out with some kettlebell workouts. I have been waiting for this day for years, y'all. I love kettlebell workouts, and I have one 20-pound kettlebell that at this point is probably a little bit too heavy for me, but I'm gonna work out with it anyway. But I also have a kettlebell that's like 36.5 pounds, and it has a monkey face on it. I know, that's why I own it, but I'm not gonna, I would kill myself trying to live. Katie would kill me if I tried to pick that, even tried to pick that thing up, let alone swing it. So I'm going to do my runnings about. I'm going to do that kettlebell workout. And it's like the first one in the program, so I don't know what it's going to be, but I haven't swung a kettlebell in years. So, I mean, not like 15 years, but like a couple of years. So it's not going to be cute. So we'll see if y'all see any of that. But I'm going to do my errands. I'm going to go home and do that kettlebell workout. And then, as always, we're going to get in the kitchen. So I will see y'all at some point back at the house.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings.
All right, y'all. Well, the kettlebelling's done, and I must admit, hang on, my camera's all wonky. I must admit, and I mean, not that you could tell from watching me, but that's the first time I've swung a kettlebell in a long time. And much as I suspected, that workout was a lot more like talking about swinging kettlebells than actually swinging kettlebells. So you're probably not going to see a whole lot of swinging of kettlebells. I don't know how much I'm even actually going to get out of that, like to show y'all, but I'll show you something. And I promise there will be a whole lot more swinging of the kettlebells in the workouts to come. So y'all have that to look forward to. I know. Anyway, let's make some stuff. So y'all, I really, really, really wanted to do some meal prepping, but I looked and I looked and I found like cute little dishes to meal prep and like cute ideas of stuff to meal prep. But I'm gonna be honest, all the stuff that I found was, for one thing, near a single one of them would the intern eat, and most of them even I wouldn't eat. So I was like, all right, it would just be a waste of money, which is not what we're here for. So we're not going to meal prep. I mean, we're just not a meal prepping kind of people. But you know what we will do? Instead of meal prepping, we gonna meat prep. And I know that sounds gross and it sounds a little weird, but here's my thought. And we've talked about this before. I'm going to make a couple of different meats that I can like sort of make in bulk and either put in the freezer or put in the fridge and then just pull out and then make those into an easy meal. Because like that's the most part of making a meal anyway, is making the meat. So if the meat's already done, I can just throw it together into some kind of quickie meal for the intern and me. And then it helps us to make better, it helps me to make better choices for us for what we're going to eat. And y'all, other than eggs, because eggs are just expensive because they killed all the chickens, other than eggs, meat is the expensive part of making a meal. So I find that if I'm like planning like a meal every night, I mean, we have meals every night, but if I'm like trying to decide what to cook every single night and I'm having like single portions of meat that I make every night, it's really expensive. But if I make bulk meat all at one time and then divide that up into our meal portions, that's going to make it a lot better. So here's what I'm going to do. First thing, y'all, I owe y'all a low-fat buttermilk dressing. And I know we've done this before. We're going to do all of this stuff quickly because this don't need to take a whole lot of time. And I might have to go let that felon out. Let's see if she settles down. But I tell you what, let me get this dressing going, then I'll go get the felon. So this is super, super simple. Like I said, we've done it before. So first thing is a cup of low-fat buttermilk. And of course I'm using my food processor because what else would I do? So a cup of that, 1/8 of a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, but I'm going to use a little more than 1/8 of a cup. And y'all, as always, I'm measuring the things that cost us points, and then other stuff I'm just kind of blopping in. So this is well, that might have been a little bit too much. Greek yogurt, we'll see. Hang on. All right, so it's supposed to be 1/8 of a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I'm probably closer to north of 1/4. And then I need a tablespoon of honey. Now, this dressing, we've talked about it before. We talk about it all the time when I talk about salad. This is the one that's 0 points for 1 tablespoon, but then I would count 1 point for 2 tablespoons. And y'all, all of the points are in the honey and the buttermilk. So it's, like I said, I use low-fat buttermilk. But if you want to get away from some of the points, you can use something other than honey. You could probably use nothing at all to sweeten it. But I like that taste of just a little bit of honey in it. So I go with my tablespoon of honey. And look, I'm going to get every single bit of that honey out of there. If I'm counting it, I'm eating it. So a tablespoon of honey. And the original recipe, which I haven't seen in so long, and this is so far away from that recipe, I don't even remember what it was anymore. But it called for balsamic vinegar, which, y'all, that has points, so we ain't doing that. So I use 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I think that's all I'm going to measure. And then two tablespoons, also known as a good solid blop, because I like a lot of mustard, of some kind of coarse ground mustard. Now I just use this, I'm going to shake it down some. I just use this mustard that I get at the Walmart, but if you have a nice mustard, you can use your nice mustard. I just like a nice, there we go, stone ground mustard. And then about a tablespoon or a good dollop of basil. And of course I use the squeezy tubes for my basil and my garlic. Good dollop of garlic. And y'all, that's it. We have dressing. Now you can salt it if you would like. I don't. Because when I eat it, I mix this. I use 1 tablespoon of this one and 1 tablespoon of Hidden Valley Ranch light ranch dressing. Mix them up, throw them on a salad. So that's 2 tablespoons of dressing. This is 0 points for 1 tablespoon. The Hidden Valley Ranch is 1 tablespoon. No, sorry, 1 point for 1 tablespoon. So it's 1.2 tablespoons of dressing. Y'all, that's a ton of dressing. So let me mix this up. I dropped my thing on the floor and put it back together all wrong. So hang on, let me whir this up. And that's dressing, y'all. It's a little thin, and I'll be honest, it's a tiny bit sweet for me, but when I put in when I mix it with the Hidden Valley Ranch, this will thicken up a little bit when I stick it in the fridge because, of course, that buttermilk has some girth, no, not girth, has some viscosity to it. That sounds even grosser. Anyway, and the yogurt will thicken back up a little bit. You can put in a little more yogurt if you want to. Of course, it's 0 points. Mess around with it. Do what you want. But like I said, it's 0 points for 1 tablespoon. I would count a point for 2 tablespoons and then a point per tablespoon north of there. But that's that. Let me get this cleaned up and then we're going to make something else. Let me show y'all this real quick because I already made it. So chicken. This is super easy and I hope it's going to be super versatile. Grab a towel. Here's what I did with this one. So normally I would use chicken breast, but this time I did thighs because 1, they're delicious, and 2, now they're 0 points, and 3, they're cheap as chips. So I bought the big old thing of chicken thighs with bones and skin. I know it sounds gross. I don't care. Don't judge me. Just got a big old pan, which you can see my big old pot is still sitting on the stove, which I will tell you why in a second. So I got me a big old pot and put, actually all the thighs fit in the pot, which I was a little bit surprised. I scored them a little bit on each side and then just stuck them. I think I put a little like salt and pepper on both sides and just stuck them in the oven at 250. And they didn't have to go long, y'all. It was maybe an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour at 250. So then I took them out and just kind of pulled the skin off, shredded them just a little bit, took the bones out, I'm not going to get into what comes out of a chicken thigh, but like took the chunky bits out. And you can see, let me grab a fork so I'm not shoving my hand in this thing. But you can see I left the bits a bit big, and here's why. Because, y'all, this is pounds of chicken. And what I'm going to do, like this right here, that's like half a thigh, just all still in one piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split this up, and there's still the juice that I didn't put anything in it when I cooked it. It just cooked out like the natural like liquid from the chicken. So I'm going to take about half of this, put that liquid in it, put it in a freezer container and freeze it. So I'll have that later, like I can thaw that later and use it. And then I'm going to keep this in this condition in the fridge. So like tonight I have a class to teach this evening. So I'm going to eat what I'm finna show y'all how to make, but I'll use some of this and shred it up and clean it better and make some chicken Alfredo for the intern, which he loves, but I'll leave the pieces a little bit bigger for that. And then maybe tomorrow or the next day, I'll shred it up more finely, shred it finer, make it smaller bits, and make some chicken quesadillas. Or I might, like if I want to make some kind of chicken sandwich or a chicken salad, I'll shred it, and chop it up. So I leave the pieces bigger like this, so it gives me more options down the road. You can always go smaller, but you can't go bigger, y'all. So I leave it a little bit bigger and then just like cut it smaller. And when I make it smaller for the cooking, that's when I make sure to get all of like the gristly bits out of it. So that's when I do my real cleaning, so that I just feel like if you leave those like little bit of greasy bits in it, when you put it in the fridge, it doesn't dry out. And y'all, chicken thighs, like you have way more margin for error on thighs than you do with breasts, because breasts will dry out on you like nobody's business. So I have this, and now we're going to make something. So let me get this out the way. And y'all, this is another one of our fairly standard recipe choices. You can probably guess without me even telling you what we're going to make. We're going to make some meatballs. So hang on, let me measure out my breadcrumbs, because as you know, if it costs us points, we're going to measure it. So I'm going to do a whole pound. I have a pound of chicken, ground chicken, which is 0 points. And y'all, look at this. How lovely are those? So I sauteed, dang it, I forgot my garlic again. Hang on. I was so excited about how lovely my onions and peppers looked. I forgot my garlic. I did bell peppers and a little bit of poblano pepper. But y'all, the intern bought me one of those. I'm sure this is another one of those. It's new to me, so it's new to everybody things. I'm sure everybody else already has one, but it's all taken apart over there. But it's one of those slicer things. It looks like a shoebox, and you put the thing on top and you go wham, and the slicer blade's in there, and you like slam the stuff in, and the slicer bits go down in the bottom. Don't ask me how many times I've cut myself on that thing, but it's lovely. And look, it makes me little slicey dices. So I diced up probably too much peppers and onions, but I don't care, because look how lovely they are. All right, so bell peppers, poblano peppers, and half an onion, diced up and sauteed. I'm going to throw in an egg. Y'all, the other day, I was making one of those, the breakfast bowls that we talked about, how you do like the shredded potatoes in the bottom and then some kind of meat and like peppers and onions or something and eggs on top. I went to put in, like I have a little bitty egg pan, did an egg, flipped it, tossed it in the thing, did another egg, flipped it, and I was like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna have 3 eggs. Went to put my third egg in the egg pan, and the pan like shifted and my egg fell in the burner of the stove. Oh, I about cried. I was like, well, there goes 50 cents the hard way, because y'all, eggs are expensive now. But anyway. All right, so I know that was a ridiculous story. So we have sauteed onions and peppers, not sauteed garlic because I forgot my garlic again when I was sauteing. An egg. I have a tablespoon of breadcrumbs, which I'm mixing in with just enough. I use silk, unsweet plain silk almond milk, so I'm mixing that in with just enough to get it mushy, and I'm going to throw that straight in. I could have used just a tiny bit more milk, but that's okay. I'm going to throw that in there, and then I'm going to throw in some garlic, the everything but the kitchen sink seasoning, and y'all, I'm going to put in a bunch of this time, because remember when I made the chicken meatballs last week? They were, was it last week, week before, whenever it was, they were just tasteless. So I used poblano peppers this time to try to give it a little more something, and a bunch of everything but the kitchen sink. So let me mush this up. All right, that's that. I'm going to scoop these out by the, y'all know, by the table. I have my tablespoon scooper. I'm going to scoop them out by the tablespoon into my air fryer basket. Then I'm going to cook them at about 360 for, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, roll them over, give them a few more minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll taste them. All right, y'all, we have chicken balls. I don't know if you can hear that, but they are sizzling. I just took them out of the air fryer. So they went for about 7 minutes, and then I jiggled them about and turned them over a bit, and they went for about 5 more minutes. So I'm gonna let them sit for a second and cool off while I tell you, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the chicken that I did in the oven, I didn't season it much because I felt like that would give me more sort of flexibility with how to use it. Because y'all know in the past when we've done chicken in the oven, I've done like put like Mexican seasoning on it and then shredded it up and used it in fajitas and quesadillas and that. But I felt like if I didn't season this, that I could season it when I go to use it, and it would give me a whole lot more different options of how to use it. So that's what I did with that. So I'm going to try it anyway. I was going to say I'm not going to try it, but I am going to try it. Yeah, it's good. Very tender, very moist, very much just tastes like plain old chicken. Very, not tasteless, but just tastes like chicken. So, the chicken tastes like chicken. Let me get a plate and we'll test a ball. I'm going to try this one because it's stuck and I tore it up a bit, so it's already not very cute. But you can see they're cooked all the way through. They look good. I put a lot of peppers in these. Y'all look, the peppers are just falling out. That pound of chicken made 25 balls. So that, and I used like the 1 tablespoon scoop. So that's pretty good. It's fine. The texture's good. They're moist. Same as before. Not a ton of flavor, but just like with the shredded chicken, I think that'll be good because I can use them in whatever I want to. And there's no flavor in the chicken balls that's going to overpower whatever it is that I'm trying to make them into. So I'm happy with both of these. And I know I like that dressing. I make that dressing all the time. So y'all, well, the dressing's not a bulk, but these are my bulk meats that I'm going to use. These will get us, I'm going to end up freezing half of that chicken because between the chicken balls and that shredded chicken, that's like 2 weeks worth of food right there. So that's my plan. Let us know in the comments, do y'all do meal prepping? And if so, what kind of things do you prep? And if not, what do you do to try to stay on a budget when you're trying to eat right and lose weight? Let us know your tricks. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.